We know UFOs are real, but why are they here? Ex-US defense official asks. Sputnik News today's article. Despite multiple reports from Navy pilots about unknown aircraft sightings, which have taken the US and the whole world by storm, the Pentagon has long avoided using the term UFOs in its statements and reviews. But last week, it actually resorted to it when detailing an effort overseen by the now formerly abandoned AATI program. In the wake of a bombshell report detailing Navy pilots' regular encounters with unidentified flying objects in 2014 and 15, Christopher Mellon, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence, issued a comment on the subject. He asserted that the issue has long been there and that the government needs to finally resolve this. Mellon, who's currently partaking in a new History Channel series called Unidentified, which will expound on the widely reported alien spaceship sightings discussed at length in a recent New York Times article. Appearing on Fox and Friends on Wednesday, Mellon, who has previously extensively covered this topic, outlined the reasons for that the Navy is taking a special interest in pilot testimonies. He argued that the intelligence is well aware of the fact that UFOs exist, adding that this is no longer an issue. Quote, "The issue is why are they here? Why are they coming from? What is the technology behind these devices and what are we observing?" He posed a question. Why are they coming from? Where are they coming from? And what is it? What is this technology behind these devices that we are observing? So according to Mellon, they have plausible clues that the controversial objects reported by Navy pilots in 2014-15 were doing something that is not at all possible in this physical realm. As an example, he cited the speed of an object being reported as climbing to 5,000 miles per hour. That's almost Mach 5 times the speed of sound, which could be substantial for only about an hour by an aircraft in the air, whereas those witnessed would be flying all day long, according to the mystified pilots. There was quite some fear, meanwhile, which replaced the previously mentioned mystification after a Super Hornet pilot described his near collision with one of these objects, which he described as a sphere encasing a cube. His public statement also prompted an official report to be filed with an incident shattering a previous theory suggesting by pilots that the objects were a part of some sort of extremely classified drone operation. Quote, "These are reactions between intelligently controlled vehicles operating in and around U.S. military facilities, hence the concern." Mellon addressed the issue and he continued, "1, there have been near mid-air collisions, so there is a safety issue. 2, there is a virtual national security issue, which is that our sovereignty is being violated by vehicles of unknown origin," Mellon stated. He went on to say that the U.S. is hardly the only country to have interactions with the objects in question, while he's deeply frustrated by the fact that the U.S. government is taking an issue with a pinch of salt and demonstrating unwillingness to act on the public concerns. The former official decided that the only way to get things rolling was to release information to the public, at least in the form of his new show and television interviews. Quote, "We are giving military personnel on the front line a voice," he said. "We are helping them get out the message of what it is they are encountering and why they are so concerned about it." The New York Post recently reported that despite on multiple occasions avoiding the abbreviation UFO and what exactly it stands for, the Pentagon has now resorted to using it, UFOs. They use that, they resort to using it, outlining in its recent statement that one of its initiatives did propose research and investigation into unidentified aerial phenomena. They formerly existed, the so-called AATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, devised in 2012 and although it was formally ditched soon afterwards, the Department of Defense admitted that it is still looking into a reported sightings of mysteries unknown aircraft. The program was not classified, but was known to be a secret investigatory effort funded by the United States government to study unidentified flying objects. Meanwhile, U.S. media are increasingly reporting sightings of enigmatic flying objects capable of performing maneuvers seemingly impossible for terrestrial craft by U.S. naval aviation pilots that operate over the country's eastern seaboard, among others. The Washington Post reported in early May that the U.S. Navy had issued new guidelines whereby pilots and other staff are required to report encounters with unidentified flying objects, while the Navy has no plans to make the data available to the general public. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.